here. I'm trying to figure out the kinks here. I don't know if it's because I didn't stream for like a week. Something's going on, but we'll see. Troubleshooting. Why the fuck should businesses have to verify that? That's like definition of government intervention in business. Yeah, and Republicans are supposedly for limited government, right?
500,000 driver's licenses, 500,000 social security numbers. All that does is incentivize them to pick up the phone, call their family members, and tell them.
Thank you, Governor DeSantis.
She did bring, when she was governor, she did bring Syrian refugees, and she got criticized for that.
That is not
she
true.
Also, in her
DeSantisLies.com.
Hold on one second, Governor.
DeSantisLies.com. I'm dying.
The disrespect comment, she's talking about that they're all families. If you look right now at the border, these are military-age males, many of them, and they're coming from all across this world, not just from Central America. In fact, you've got them from China, Iran, Russia, the Middle East. When I was down there a couple years ago, because I've sent people down there, you had people from Libya and Haiti. This is a ticking time bomb for this country. There are, of course, going to be terrorist cells that have come in. It's like the lowest cost way to be able to harm this country. Just send people across the southern border. Nikki Haley also opposed the border wall in 2016. She said that she ridiculed it when Donald Trump was president. I'm telling you, you need a wall. You can't trust politicians to do this. If the wall's there, it's a physical fact of life, and it's a huge step in restoring this country.
Thank you, Governor DeSantis. Governor Haley?
The wall. The
DeSantisLies.com.
freaking wall.
I said you can't just build a wall. You have to do more than build a wall. It was having the wall and everything else. You can't trust what Ron's saying. But this is a bigger issue. This is more than him just constantly being
stupid,
desperate and throwing things on me. This is the fact that we have to.
This is so stupid. Most of illegal people are like overstaying their visas and they're coming by air. They're not coming by like land or sea.
Realize my parents came here legally. They came the right way 50 years ago. They put in the time, they put in the price. They are offended by what's happening on the border. And my mom would always say, if they don't follow,
if they would make the immigration system more simplified, like just completely revamp everything and not have it cost so much and not have it like so redundant and fund it better, we would have less immigration problems, illegal immigration problems. Oh, and you can't expect to have one of the most difficult and complex immigration systems in the world and expect that's not. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's way too complicated. And this is why a lot of people who don't have the resources, the money, or the time to wait for this backlog and to pay for lawyers or pay for all the fees of all the different forms you have to submit, or take pictures and all that kind of stuff. Like people, it's almost as if they're like putting it in the system that they only want certain types of people to come, like legally. Like you have to have money, you have to have education, you have to have time in order for you to do it like the quote unquote legal proper way. But everybody else is screwed.
The laws to come into this country, they won't follow the laws when they are in this country, and we have to start treating this.
Oh, I have
like
no idea.
This is putting.
I wouldn't put it past them.
On our hospitals, taxpayers are paying for it. You see, these mayors are now upset about it. The only reason Eric Adams is now upset, why? He shouldn't be a sanctuary city then. That's why we have to defund sanctuary cities. Now Governor Abbott finally did to them what's been happening to Texas for so long. We've got to put an end to this. It's dangerous, and it doesn't even count the fentanyl that's
Governor DeSantis. There are more than 10 million undocumented immigrants already living in the United States, according to Pew Research. Will any of them be allowed to stay in the United States under your administration?
The number of people that will be amnestied when I'm president is 0. We cannot do an amnesty in this country. First of all, it's going to do is cause more people to come illegally.
Yeah.
So you got to enforce
You're right,
the law.
Owen. That's exactly true. American polls and studies have showed that American citizens, or just citizens in general, are more likely and do commit crimes, small or big, than immigrants, because we know that any little blemish can get you denied or banned from the US for like a decade. So that is why.
It's got to be consistent. People got to know it's there. You also have to remove benefits for people who are here illegally. You know, California,
Oh,
you
God.
can go
Oh,
illegal
God.
alien and you get free health insurance coverage. You're here illegally and they're doing that?
No, they're probably paying taxes too. What the fuck? Oh my God. This is why it's so hard not to swear when I'm covering politics, especially covering like conservative politics. It's so hard not to swear. So hard. I can't. I've lived here for so long and I still don't understand and I still hate the healthcare system.
That we should not let states provide these benefits. You know, in Florida, obviously, we don't do that. We
Yeah,
don't
right?
allow the
Everybody
driver's
should
license and all that,
get
but some
health
states
care.
do, and it creates a magnet for
Like,
people coming in.
what?
So federally, no benefits, no enticements to come in, and then the states, we're going to crack down on sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. And I showed the hypocrisy of all this back in 2022 because we have a program
It's because
to
the
transport illegal
system we have in the US is so bad, so like redundant and money driven, and like just like it's just so bad that we can't even handle like tourists coming in and like getting sick or going to the ER without running up a huge bill. Like we waste so much money on healthcare. Exactly, Owen. So much money. And yet there's infinite money for war. We can't have nice things. We cannot have nice things.
Aliens to sanctuary jurisdictions. And one of the places we sent 50 to, beautiful, liberal Martha's Vineyard. And you know what? These are folks that were on their high horse saying how they were a sanctuary jurisdiction, saying nobody's illegal. All
Florida
refugees
isn't
are
even a
welcome. That's what they had in
border
their
state.
town. The minute even 50 came up, they called a state of emergency and deported them off the island the next day. How do you think Texas feels? How do you think all these other communities feel that are being overwhelmed? So we cannot have liberal elites in this country imposing policies on the rest of us that they are not willing to deal with the consequences of themselves.
Governor Haley, when you're president, will any of the more than 10 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S. be allowed to stay in the country under your administration?
You have to deport them. And the reason...
How?
You have to deport them is they're cutting the line. You've got people who have done this and tried to go through the right way. You can't have them go and jump the line and suddenly do that. And that is actually what will get them to stop coming, is when they do realize they get to the wall and they have to turn around and go back. It's a dangerous process of what happens for them to try and migrate here. But when I was at the United Nations and we had this, which is another reason why we need to have Trump here defending himself and talking about what he would do going in the future, because it's a problem. I was on the ground in Honduras and Guatemala. And what we saw is a lot of the reason why they were coming from there is because of gangs and drugs. And so what we did was we had our military go and train them on how to deal with gangs. We went and put drug boats on the water to keep the drugs from coming. But we said, you have to have them processed from here. You can't have them come. We were able to stop that flow. We've got to go back to do that. But we need to end it once and for all. Donald Trump didn't do that. That's why he needs to be here debating on the stage right now.
I know, and it's so ridiculous. It's just like literally like I have never fallen asleep during a debate, but I did for this. It's just like I can't I cannot. I simply cannot. I simply can't. I simply cannot. Oh, and are you following me or on my Discord? Cause I'd love to yes, you are. I'd love to figure out freaking tech issues, man. It's so fucking annoying. They're literally arguing over like the smallest differences between them. You know what I mean? And like they're literally trying to vie for second place. Let's see. Do you have a link to my Discord? Let me see if I can link you. All right. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Awesome. All right. I think I'm going to watch maybe one or two more. And then I will probably end the stream. I don't want to, but it's just like I'm having all these tech issues and it's just really frustrating, you know, because it's my first stream back. I've been so excited and I've been missing you guys. I've been missing streaming. I've got so much to catch up on still. And it's just like I'm having all these issues, buffering issues and people clicking out once you buffer, you know, more than once. And then me, after 2.5 hours, suddenly Streamlabs decides to mute me. And I've had to like end the stream and start the stream multiple times.
Bastards, welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show. This is your fourth.
No, I haven't watched the Vosh coverage. Do you want to link me? How long is the video? If it's a short one, I can play it as like my last. But we love Vosh, so this is a Vosh friendly broadcast.
This could be the beginning of.
Oh, dang, it's an hour long, man. Okay, we'll watch part of it, and then I'm going to end stream. Because it's just been a disaster. An unmitigated disaster. We'll watch maybe like 10 minutes of it, maybe. And then, watch about 10 minutes of it. And then I will appreciate if you would stay on.
World War
and
III.
I will
This could
send
be
you guys to a raid, another channel. Okay? Appreciate it.
This is what you
And you can
sound like.
You can get channel points if you stay on and go raid the other channel.
I am enjoying all of the World War III posting as though the act of bombing Yemen is going to kick off World War III. You know? If that was the case, that would have happened a while ago. It's the same discourse every time, you know? I permit the World War III posting with the Ukraine war because that actually was a pretty
it's not going to start
substantial,
World
like,
War
you know,
III bombing
pretty
Yemen,
spicy
but
stuff. But Yemen, bombing Yemen, World War III? Come on,
No.
Jesus. Yeah, wacky stuff. Does
yo,
anyone
Vosh's
genuinely believe
like
that, though? I
beard
don't know,
is
man.
like
People are pretty
getting
dumb. People are pretty stupid.
respect.
Yeah, World War III is currently trending on Twitter. Look at this. Breaking massive explosions.
You
This is
never
from
want to
Donald
be
Trump
trending,
News, not
the
official.
trending
Thank you.
subject
Massive
on
explosions
Twitter.
have been reported as the U.S. and UK military forces carry out airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. Did World War III just start?
Oh my
Why do we bomb the
God.
Houthis again? I'm a little lost. Okay, one more time. Let's get the ground rolling, folks. All right, the Houthis, well known and famous for their excellent flag.
Yeah, I've always liked
God
Vosh.
is the greatest,
I
death to
disagree with
America,
some
death
of
to
his
Israel,
stuff, but
a
I've
curse
always
upon the
liked
Jews,
him.
Victory to Islam. Those guys. They're an Islamist militia group in Yemen. More than a militia
Yeah, I
group,
mean,
really.
I like Vosh. I like Hassan. I like Kyle. I think they all have their strengths and they all have their weaknesses. So that's why I watch all three of them, to get a more comprehensive view and then create my own opinion on topics.
They're essentially a parallel government. They've been fighting with the Saudis for a while.
What did he
very
say about
complicated.
Yemen?
We might have helped kill a couple
That you
bajillion
don't agree
innocent, Yemenis with our sanctions and military support for Saudi Arabia. Who knows? Who's counting? You can see down here, right here, red controlled by the government of Yemen. That's the quote-unquote official guys. Green, controlled by the Houthis. Now,
two
what do
wrongs
the
don't
Houthis
make
control?
a right.
You might notice they control the part of Yemen that's right next to this passage of the Red Sea that ships have to go through on their way to bring you goods from Alibaba or wherever you get your shit from, right? So
no longer Alibaba, because he spoke up against the Chinese, the CCP, and he got, like, basically his company was taken away from him. He's no longer, like, one of the richest people in the world. He escaped from China and is now MIA. That's what happens. And that is why I wanted to emigrate here or live here as an expat. Yes, okay. It is right to stop them from interrupting international commerce and shipping. Okay, I get that. Exactly, Owen. Exactly. It's wrong that they're doing this, and it's fine. I understand that we're trying to stop them from doing this. But there's also other things that we can do to stop them, aka like reign in Israel, right? Try to fix the Hamas situation. Like, they can't just... I think the thing that Hassan and Kyle are just kind of focusing on this act, Yeah, exactly. Like, Israel is the root of what is going on here. If we did a ceasefire, the U.S. wouldn't need to stop the Houthis. And the Houthis wouldn't need to, interrupt shipping in the Red Sea. I think that they're them and Hamas are the root of this issue right now, this conflict right now. Oh, absolutely. There are so many groups in this Middle East region are using excuses to, get involved, Yeah, I am 100% sure that is exactly what they want to do. But you're giving them a reason to, right? Like, this war is giving them a reason to. And the fact that it's so disproportionate, so ruthless, so genocidal. It just, I think most of the world has the sympathy for Israel has run out from the rest of the world. That's what I think.
The Houthis, in response to Israel's ongoing genocide of the Palestinian people, by the way, they don't actually care about the Palestinians. This is a recurring motif, okay? Every other Muslim group in the Middle East pretends to care about the Palestinians. They don't actually care. They don't actually give a shit. They don't do anything to help them. They just they just don't like Israel. I mean, their flag literally says death to Jews. This is not these people are not acting out of humanitarian interest.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, with stuff heating up in the Middle East, they decide to respond to Israel's behavior by attacking random cargo ships moving through the Red Sea. Now, as it turns out, threatening global maritime trade is actually the kind of thing that basically guarantees that America has a buster call sent to you. So we initiated Operation Prosperity Guardian. Where
what the fuck is that name?
Yeah,
What is that? Who came up with this name? Okay. They need a better PR person.
Should probably go atomize the Houthis, huh? They're attacking maritime traffic. We should probably go there. We should atomize them. We should sort of mulch them. We should reduce them to a fine, misty paste that sinks to the bottom of the Red Sea and sort of, dissolves in it, like cherry-flavored creatine, just a light pink tint to the Red Sea. Make it red for real. So we sent some ships on over there. Now, here's the crazy thing about the United States Navy, folks. Contrary to what you might have heard on Twitter, it's actually pretty good. And the Houthis, well, slightly less so. So the U.S. and U.K. Navy forces made their way over to the relevant area, and initially there was some exchanged fire with Houthi ships. Now Houthi ships are basically rowboats compared to what we have. So again, there's not really much of a fight here. Now the real question is, will Operation Prosperity Guardian involve striking targets inside Yemen, not just ships controlled by the Houthis, but actual Houthi targets inside Yemen? To which the answer is, obviously, yeah, of course they were going to. You think the United States would deploy like an international, like military, like a joint action, like naval group all the way over there to shoot at a couple of rowboats? Why would they do that? No, they did not send all that shit over there to stop at the boats. So now we bring ourselves to where we are today, which is, we'll get a video stinger for this one. Thank you.
U.S. and British military have launched strikes against targets in Yemen, areas of Yemen controlled by the Houthis. This is according to 2 U.S. officials. This, of course, comes in the wake of those Houthi rebel strikes on ships in the Red Sea.
Yeah, hurricane names are so arbitrary. Why doesn't Vaush stream on Twitch? I don't get it. Why is he just on YouTube?
For a big escalation of the growing conflict in the Middle East. We've got team coverage tonight. I want to start with Gabe Gutierrez, who is live for us at the White House. Gabe, what do we know and where does this go?
Oh, well, hi there, Hallie. As you mentioned, 2 sources confirmed to us that the U.S. and British forces have started strikes against...
Was he? I don't know.
...inside Yemen.
Also, beautiful city, by the way. Hopefully our bombs don't hit anything too fancy, Yemen has a very, as with many cultures in this region, an incredibly old architectural and cultural through line.
Wow, look at those buildings.
So hopefully we only break half these buildings instead of all of them. It would be unfortunate.
Look at the architecture.
Turn the whole thing into a parking lot. That's
what did
beautiful.
he do to get banned?
If I recall correctly, U.S. strikes are basically UN approved. Everyone is fine with this. The Houthis up. They attacked international trade. You can't do that. Safe maritime trade, the fact that you can move ships around the world without being attacked by pirates is literally the foundation of modern trade. It's difficult to describe how important it is. This isn't just an American capitalism thing. The planet unites against it. Nobody
You're doing
wants
dry
this.
January, John? Why?
Trade, ship cargo vessels to be attacked for any reason under any circumstances. It's just too big. It's too involved. Top commander killed in Yemen. One nice thing about us doing these strikes rather than Israel doing them is that we actually know how to do precision
was banned
targeting.
from Twitch.
I don't think this is real though. No, that's fake. Isn't that Prigozhin? This is a photo of Prigozhin, right? That's one of his fake photos where he did the thing. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Glad I identified that one. Yeah, we'll see what the actual targets are. We're probably not going to get a report on the actual effects of these strikes for a while. The Houthis have no interest in reporting their losses, at least not in the way that we would.
Okay, John, I think a couple weeks is good enough. I think your body will feel it. I mean, I don't know how much you're drinking. So, as long as you're not drinking every night and not going out and binge drinking every weekend, I think you're fine. And to Owen, that's very interesting. That was back in 2019. That feels like so long ago, pre-COVID. I don't think he should have been permabanned just for saying that. But I guess back in 2019, things were different. I feel like if he said that now, he wouldn't be banned.
Find credible. They fuck with America's boats, having learned nothing from basically the entirety of U.S. military history. Yeah, no kidding. We got involved in World War II because of Pearl Harbor. The very first war America did, the Barbary Wars, was in the Middle East over piracy. That was the very first war we did, wasn't it? After the Revolutionary War. Why not just protect the boats without bombing the capital? Well, think about it. For one, do you have any idea how expensive and impossible it is to provide a military escort for any of the thousands of ships that make their way through the Red Sea? It's not really possible. There's way too many. It would take the World Navy to do it. It would just be too much. The U.S.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Even despite all of the tech difficulties, it's my first stream back. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm excited to get back in the swing of things. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back and watching me. And I will see you next stream. Have a good one. I'm sending you on a raid, guys. All right. So go and get some channel points, okay? Bye.